well, that's probably one way to get the
But Jacko's all over GRT, mate.
Through the
Come back to
streams.
a nice battle.
All right. Oh, that track map. Hang on.
We are back.
We are live. Big hello to everybody. Morning, afternoon, evening, you know the routine. And we do apologise, but I tell you what, we've come back right in the middle, Wilco, of a great old ding-dong battle here between Jacko, the man who seemed unbeatable in qualifying. And, well, I've got to say, it happened a couple of weeks ago, didn't it? He just started to fall back in the race. But look at this, side by side, coming through to complete the end of the first lap. We've missed the start. We had a couple of incidents a bit early on, which we'll recap on in a moment. But it is Jacko versus GRT, the boss, 3 seconds further back. But Wilco, what a battle we're seeing in the opening couple of laps.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Jacko had an incident with Binger. I don't know if Binger pushed him off at the turn 1 and then Jacko's come back on and then they've sort of just got interlocked wheels and spun. But Jacko's got some pace because he probably will have a little bit of damage as his straight line speed was a little bit slower. But he's got the lead and that's what he wanted. So GRT looks like he might be struggling with a bit of damage too. So maybe I missed a bit of an incident with him because he was 3 seconds up the road of Jacko and now Jacko's in front. So we might have missed that, but I guess we still got the whole 25 minutes to go, Trev.
25 minutes to go, 2 laps gone, plenty of laps left. It is Jacko. We saw this battle, which was a pretty epic battle as we see people joining back into the stream. Great to have everybody's company. We do apologise, we've been a bit all over the place. But we'll be back to business as usual tomorrow, which is it's going to be quite nice, I can tell you. OBS, we've got a few more options with OBS, but the boss 2.8 seconds further back, and then it's Jimbo Jones in 4th, Aussie Thunder in 5th, Voodoo up to 6th. And that's not bad from him. Crumpkin is High Crumpkin down there in 7th. Rick Oztech in 8th. It's the Wolf in 9th. As Bob Hoskins saying, I've got an angry bingerling in my ear as Jacko stuffed him into turn 1. That sounds pretty painful indeed. But Bob Hoskins, we missed what happened there, Bob. Let us know.
Yeah, because when I looked up, Jacko was off the track at turn 1, and I assumed. And then Binger was come up in front of him, so off the track as well. So I assumed Jacko must have got a bad start then. I thought Binger might have tried to go up the inside, and they've sort of squeezed each other out and run out of road. But definitely coming back on the track, Jacko must have just had a bit better exit and just tagged the back of Binger. But Binger does have red ping on my screen, so that could also be a bit of an issue for both of them. So Binger might have lagged, hit Jacko off, and then he's lagged and Jacko's hit him off back. So who knows? We'll have to get a video after that. I'm sure we will. But for now, we'll get back to this race because GRT is sort of closed in on Jacko here. He's not pulling away.
He is, and there was some traffic in the way. But look at these comments. King Kratos, hope you've subscribed to the Kid Buyers YouTube channel, says, let's go Nobby Nuts. And Mighty Murph says, how did Jacko get back to P1 so quickly, Jesus? And Bob Hoskinson, Binger managed to get the drag down to turn 1, so that gap is a second between first and second. That sounds interesting, talking about lagging Jacko off. That sounds interesting, but El Majacko currently in P1, and then it's GRT P2. Don't worry about Morning Glory Hash because he's down in 14th position, well outside of this lead battle. But on lap 3 here at the Hungaro Ring in Budapest, round 5 of KRL coming at you on a Wednesday night. I was about to say Thursday. I wish it was Thursday, but the boss in 3rd, Jimbo in 4th. On your screen, then it's Aussie Thunder all out on his own. Voodoo, like we said, doing very nicely up there in 6th place. Then it's Crumpkin in 7th. High Crumpkin, Rick Oztech in the Honda, the only Honda in this field. And, of course, they're pulling out of F1 after 2021, aren't they, of course? So that'll be interesting to see what Red Bull are going to do with that. Christian might have to call Cyril there, as it's the Wolf rounding out your top 9, and then Caleb in 10th. OGT, as that marshal furiously waving the white flag to surrender, I would think. But the OGT army not going to be happy, Wilco, because with 22 minutes remaining in this race, their man outside of the top 10, and with plenty of work to do if he's even going to get a point in this race.
Yeah, but he is the first guy to have done his mandatory pit stop, so I'm not sure where is he on track. He is going through the second last corner, so he's actually probably going to come out in around the 5th, 6th mark. He definitely come out in front of Crump, so that's not too bad for OGT. He did a race last week, his first race back, and I think he finished 3rd or 4th. I honestly can't remember. There's been a few hours slept since then, but so he's in his 2nd race back, so he's just getting the pit stop done nice and early, getting some track position, which is what he's got now. So we've got some breaking news according to according to Alan, Trev.
Let's have a look at this breaking news straight from New Zealand. And down there in Invercargill, we're getting news that Murph is set to replace Albon next season. And we know what happened to the last Kiwi in F1.
Red Bull did need another number 2 driver, so Murph is the one to fill those boots.
Oh, yes, Murph will get protection as usual, and that's just the way it goes. But breaking news, thank you for that, Murph, all the way from the Basin Reserve in Wellington. Piston Broke saying, Wolfie in the Bentley. We are riding on board with Wolfie. And here we go, Wolfie in P9 ahead of Sweet and Sour Pork, who must be a lap down, but that livery looking very nice indeed. But like you said, all of the drivers to make their pit stops so far are outside of the top 10, so strategy will be playing an important role in this race. As Mighty Murph, what's he saying now? Jesus, I tell you what, I'll just take out Hamilton to make the races more interesting. I can't argue with that.
Talking about there, I think that's little digs at me, but last time I checked, I don't have a fashion backing, and I'm actually a good bloke.
Yeah, that's right. You guys good? You okay, Murph? Yeah, okay. Right, here we go, the old Tommy Hilfiger. I'm not sure why that keeps appearing in my news feed, but there we have it. You were in the pits there, Wilco, working on that fashion line. But Jacko, 1.5 seconds ahead of GRT. They had
Jacko's at a moment.
Battle, and Jacko's...
Oh, tell you what.
He's had a moment.
He was all sorts of absolutely crossed up there. He does have damage on the back of his car, as I'm riding on the chase cam, and I can see there's damage on the back of that car. So he's going to have a bit of pit stop here. That's going to be at least 3 or 4 seconds. It's hard to see, and I'll just see a black bumper with all scratch marks on it. So I'm going to say I hope it's a good 5 or 6 seconds of damage. So then we can have a battle with GRT and Jacko towards the end of the race, because Jacko definitely has the pace on him, but with his damage it's sort of holding him back a little bit.
Well, 6 laps gone, 18 or so minutes left in this race. Murph just confirming that he is in fact not black. So thank you for that, Murph. We have dealt with Murph in the past, of course, and he's very white, but we'll stay away from that, as Jimbo in this final battle for the podium place of 3rd position. The boss there giving way to Jimbo Jones, and this man who's been showing some pretty good pace of late is on for a podium finish here. And Jimbo, he's very difficult to pass. We've seen him involved in some incidents, haven't we, in the practice races pre-season, but he's doing very nicely there in P3. Back to GRT, and that gap almost 3 seconds now, Wilco. Your theory of relativity about damage, and we were hoping that this evens up the contest, but so far Jacko is storming off into the distance, 3 seconds ahead of GRT. Jimbo and the boss in that battle, but Voodoo up to 5th. And then we look all the way down, Crumpkin 6th, Rick Oztech, and then Caleb in 8th, Aussie Thunder in 9th. In first guy inside the top 10 to make his pit stop. And you can see there he comes out, Jacko coming out just in front of the race leader. So that's not going to be good for Jacko. Is he going to get out of the way? Oh, he's holding that line, isn't he? But now he gets out of the way and lets Jacko through. So there you have it then, letting Jacko, the race leader, through. So he's made his pit stop. Aussie Thunder currently in 9th. OGT goes up tonight. So that might not be a bad piece of strategy in this race to pit early. We know that it is difficult to pass around this track, and Aussie Thunder keeping up with our race leader there, Wilco, on the fresh tyres after his stop.
Yeah, that's the one thing I haven't really tested, is how long a pit stop takes around here. Like the pit trains, obviously 30 seconds for tyre change and stuff. But yeah, I guess it's a pretty long pit lane. So you almost go a lap down if you're, 5-10 seconds off the pace. So we'll see where Boss comes out, as he's still in the pit lane now. So where's Jacko? Jacko's going through the fast turn 12, I think it is. So yeah, I'll tell you what, you're going to almost lose a lap, especially with the tomorrow night with the Tier 1 boys race pace being fast. So Boss is leaving the pit lane now, so he's lost nearly a minute and a half, you'd say, because Jacko's in the second last corner now. So yeah, it's interesting that. So keep an eye on that for those guys on the lap down, especially that midfield battle. They will all go lap downs if Jacko pits late.
Well, I tell you what, it is a short lap, and like you said, the Tier 1 pace is only going to get faster, Wilco. So we might see a lot of drivers go a lap down, and traffic, given the huge numbers of drivers that we have in KRL, traffic might be an issue around here. This track notoriously difficult to pass on, which it has been for a number of years. But Liam Clark sounds like a member of an Irish band, doesn't it? Liam Clark says, I imagine sweet and sour pork has a chiseled jaw and a shredded body. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Liam Clark. And he's not part of One Direction, is he? No, but thank you for that, Liam. I tell you what. Oh, jeez. I tell you what, I don't know where that came from. But Liam, hello to you and thank you. I'm not sure, sweet and sour pork. Don't forget about the prawn crackers and the number 15 Thai green curry chicken noodles. But Liam Clark, thank you for joining all the way from Belfast. Absolutely magnificent. But I keep thinking of Eddie Irvine, the former Ferrari driver. That's where I think I learned to talk like that. But Elmer Jacko, or Eddie Jordan as well. But GRT 3.7 seconds behind Jacko. And this battle for the win, at least, Wilco, fizzling out like a... I don't know what I'm talking about, but Jimbo in third, and then it's Voodoo up to fourth, yet to make his pit stop along with Rick Oztech. But, gee, these boys are losing a hell of a lot of time, Wilco, when they come into the pits. You can see it on the track map, can't you? They just lose so much time. But the Boss in seventh, coming through onto the start-finish straight, along with OGT. And Liam, let us know where you're tuning in from. He's probably tuning in from Carrum Downs, and indeed not Dublin in Ireland. But LGR Rose Racing there, rounding out your top 9. And somebody's coming into the pits, Wilco?
Yeah, Jimbo. So I was going to say, as the dog coughs all over me, with this traffic coming out in front of Jacko, you almost want to take advantage of it if you're that second, third, fourth car. And pit, which is what Jimbo's done. So remember, he was battling with the Boss. So if the Boss comes out in front, he was a couple of seconds behind him. You're going to know the undercut is quite big here. So that could be useful information for tomorrow night for the Tier 1 boys that are watching.
Well, I've got to say, Wilco, when you were chatting just then, that Jacko, he's had a few moments, hasn't he? We saw him have a couple of moments.
Loose.
It's very, very loose at the rear end. He just had a bit of a moment coming through. I think it might have been turn 3, I think, onto that first sort of straight in Sector 1. But it does look very nervous again through the chicane. That gap still 4 seconds. So it's all about the handling and the setups here, of course, in this game. And we see it on the various Assetto Corsa groups. Very competitive, the setup information, Wilco, as you know. And Liam Clark saying, I think I'll have to move to Ireland after that. Ireland. There we go. Have a pint of Guinness there. You fantastic stuff. But Liam, let us know where you're tuning in from. I just really love talking like that, But thank you for that, Liam.
The Boss has come out miles ahead of Jimbo.
Ooh, the boss.
Voodoo's so maybe Jimbo had some damage there.
Well, maybe Jimbo...
tasty battle for P3.
P3. It might have taken a lot of time to change that damage. And It just adds to what is
Both
already
Jacko
a long
and
pit stop.
GRT are pitted.
So they've both made their pit stops at the same time.
Let's see how long this damage is going to be for Jacko. So remember, both of them have to do a minimum of a 30-second stop to change tyres. So what was it? 3.8 seconds as they're rolling down pit lane. So let's see what we can get.
Here we go then. Jacko and
GR2. Who's going to come out in front?
Who will come out in front? Let us know, Liam. All the way over there. But look at the boss in third. This is going to be awfully close, Wilco, I reckon, given these times we're seeing in the pit lane. But Voodoo is, boy, look at Voodoo. He is absolutely flying.
Like a man possessed.
He is. He's not underdone when it comes to the track. Not sure what the hell I'm on about, but Voodoo currently in fourth, right behind the boss, 290 frames per second at the moment. And I've got to say that third place, but GRT and Jacko.
GRT's dropped. And
GRT's
dropped. Wow, okay, so Jacko must have a lot of visual damage then, or maybe GRT had damage too. Because where's the boss? So yeah, those two are miles ahead. So
ooh, they are a fair way ahead as we see Voodoo and the boss coming round the last
Jacko
corner.
didn't get his damage changed. He's still got his bumper got all scuffed up, so he decided not to get damage changed. So I remember talking to him about that, and under that 10-15 second, under 10-15 seconds of damage, you shouldn't be too bad. So he's just going to risk it. We'll see. We'll get the updated gap in 3, 2, 1, and it is 4.2. So
now
4 tenths. So yeah, I don't know. Voodoo is all over the boss again, and LJR Rose Racing looks like he's picking up his pace as Bob Hoskin has kindly informed us. But this battle for P3, Trev, I reckon that's the one to watch.
This is the battle to watch, I reckon, as LJR Rose Racing. Bob Hoskins says, Sparky wants to know, actually, have you sorted the tech problems? Yes, we have. Thank you, Sparky. We won't have any issues tomorrow night, of course, for Tier 1. Bob Hoskins, big bullseye Bobby, says Rose Racing on a storm. And we were just riding on board with that, man. We'll get back to him later because this battle, like you mentioned, will go for P3, is absolutely hotting up as Mighty Murph says maybe they didn't fix either. And either car, I think he means there, Wilco, in terms of damage. But Voodoo Child currently in fourth, and the Nigerian Prince looking very nice indeed as he chases down Rose Racing for his bank account details. And not Rose Racing, the boss. Sorry, just did I say that wrong? I'm not too sure what's happening. But Jacko, 5.4 seconds in the lead with less than 10 minutes remaining, Wilco. God, it's good to be back though, but 5.4 seconds, that is plenty of work to do for GRT02, who just looks like he's struggling a little bit with the handling of that car, the boss. So a fair gap back to the boss and Voodoo as Sparky says, great, you guys are the best, go OGT. And some little...
P6, so he's only about 10 seconds behind, what is he? 9 seconds behind Jimbo. So he's 9 seconds behind P5, but P5 Jimbo is closing in on the boss and Voodoo. So this last 8 minutes, Trev, it's not over yet. It's not going over till the fat lady's singing, and Mighty Murph is not singing yet.
Well, I tell you what, I could sing like a fat lady, but I won't. Who could? Rex Hunt used to do that, didn't he?
Can't do.
And but anyway, thank you for that, Rex. But Sparky, great, you guys are the best. Go OGT and Voodoo, and Sparky just putting a hash symbol there. And how appropriate is that? With Voodoo now on your screen and currently battling for P3 in this race. Look how close it is, as Murray Walker would say. Big happy 108th birthday to you, Murray Walker, wherever you're watching. But Mighty Murph says, I'm not sure what that means down there in New Zealand. But Voodoo, this is the closest battle on track at the moment. As these comments keep coming through, 10 people, double figures. But
sweet and sour pork.
Oh, sweet and sour pork.
Go for a refund because he's expired. Get out the way, please.
Well, 10 minutes. Do you want the free prawn crackers or chopsticks with that? And we'll take a can of Coke for $5.50 as well, Wilco, because he needs to get out of the way. And he needs to get out of the way very, very quickly so these boys can continue their battle. Where is he?
Yeah,
sweet and sour pork.
Good driving. Well done.
taking the wide line there. And he is on his merry way. Voodoo and the Boss, that gap still maintained 4.8 seconds out in front at the moment.
Jimbo's taken another second out. And Jimbo's only 2.6 now, so it was 4.7, now 3.7, now 2.6. So another 2 laps, Trev, and that F1 predictor of when the pass is going to happen is that 80%, I reckon, Trev?
I reckon 80%. We love our statistics. We love our stats, don't we? But Jimbo, oh, very close there. LJ, look at this. LJR Rose racing very close to OGT. And Sparky, you are not going to like what I'm about to show you, because he is getting mighty close. Ferrari versus Ferrari here. So many battles in this top 6. I don't know where to look. And Caleb and Rick Oztech also having a battle down there as well. But we might stick with this one at the moment. And Mighty Merv says, Jason, do you want to finish tomorrow night or what?
Oh, sweet and sour pork. I just take back what he said about what I said about him. He just pushed Jimbo off the track, so now he's getting out of the way, I think. Yeah, so that cost Jimbo a lot of time. But where's OGT in that now? So they're still about 10 seconds behind. So this battle with Voodoo, as Boss runs wide there. Yeah, I'll reply to Alan by what's the back of my car look like, because that's what he's always going to be seeing tomorrow night. But yeah, that sort of stuffed up Jimbo. That 2.7 gap is now back up to 5 seconds. So he's going to be pretty upset there, Jimbo. But these two, if they keep battling, it's still not over. But that front battle looks pretty good.
Not over until the fat lady sings, and she's not going to be singing just yet, Voodoo. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Voodoo right up behind the back of the Boss. And is he going to basically fully send it? Yes, he is.
Too much.
And he's just sent it a bit too much. He's gone in a bit half-baked, I reckon, because Boss has come back around the inside of him and says, no, put your manners back in, Peter, put your manners back in. And Voodoo and Boss there. That battle continues, and we'll get back to that in a moment, folks, because LJR Rose racing behind OGT. OGT. Oi. Oi. And, yep, okay, then, more no-takers. Morning Glory Hash down there in 13th. That's
cupping my hands.
Oh yes,
Dynamite.
He's gonna win the fight as Morning Glory Hash gets out of the way. Pretty random, not too sure why I'm showing him, but he is one of the drivers lower down the order. In 14th place, it's the Wolf. 15th, oh, sweet and sour pork as he goes over there. Nobby Nuts in 16th. And then it's Bing King, my Bing King. And what has happened to my Bing King, I wonder, Wilco, as he gets... Oh, no! And he's just come across and hit Jacko. Is that a bit of payback? What's going on there?
Better not be, Bob. You better sort out your man, because if that's intentionally taking out someone, that is not very good. So
just then, Bing is off. Bing is off.
Bing, I was watching on side by side there, and we can go back on the replay and see that. And Jacko was a good car length and a half away from each other, and Bing just went flying off the left. So I think there's a bit of lag there. So we'll give. I didn't see what happened with Jacko and Binger on the front straight, but that's definitely closed that gap for P1 there.
It certainly has. So we mentioned about someone lagging Jacko off. And it's happened, because that gap's down to 3 seconds now. And that was just purely by chance. Wilco, we jumped on there with Binger King. And it's just, it was all happening there. 3 seconds that gap now, but 3 minutes to go. Just 3 minutes as Big Shep, Sparky saying OGT, experience that you can't buy. Get in quick. Big Shep says, a bit like watching the football, very close. And go the Pies. Oh, yes, Geelong next week. Let us know where you're going to be watching from, Shep. But, of course, according to Kane Corns, we're just making up the numbers. So we'll wait and see what happens next week.
Not salty at all.
No, we're not salty at all. But GRT, 3 seconds is that gap. as Plumboss84. Thank you for joining us. Better late than never, but he's joined us for the best part of this race as GRT runs awfully wide there across the line. Lap 15, I hear you say, and with 2.5 minutes left. So what are we going to get? This lap and another one? Well, I think we are, aren't we? Yep. Roughly?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. So this lap and next one. So, tell you what, Jimbo has definitely got some pace here because he's back to 2.5 seconds here. So let's see what he gets in this last sector. So he was 2.5 seconds at the start of last sector. What's he going to come now as they both cross the line? That Voodoo's, surely he's got to send it on him again, but Jimbo 2.5 seconds, 2.4. So he took out a 10th in the last sector there. So this, seriously, 2 laps to go, Jimbo could still pinch P3 here, Trev.
Oh, Plumboss getting up and about. Said Binger holds a grudge. Sparky saying Storm go all the way. But Voodoo, the closest battles we've got here is Voodoo and Aussie Thunder. The battles for 6th and 3rd. And what is Voodoo?
Gets off the grass, Voodoo.
Voodoo
in the game, and
keep it on the black stuff. And I tell you what, he needs to get back on the grass in a minute and a half. He just needs to stay off it long enough to. Oh, look at that! He is absolutely giving it everything. But don't forget about Jimbo Jones, who's boy. I tell you what, is he going to fully send it or not?
Oh, it's going to be good.
This
Aussie
is
Thunder and OGT as well, close together. So there's 3 battles going on here, Trev.
We got three battles. Where do you look on this spectator cam? As Sparky says, tier 2, much more competitive than the last series, which has to be a good thing. Thank you for that, Sparky. And your man is holding on tight as he can for P6 there, OGT, as we go back to our race leader. And you can see race control leader on the final lap, GRT. Well, that gap's closed, but will it be enough? But look at this. 3rd, 4th, 5th, Wilco. Where the hell do you look? It's the last lap of this one.
Yeah, I'm on board with Voodoo here. So it's going to be all about this exit. If he can get another good exit, which looks like Boss is struggling with those rear tyres. So maybe that Merc is
Jimbo off.
On those rear tyres. Jimbo's off. Oh, that's not good. So now it's up to Voodoo. So can he absolutely send it? Come on, send it, man. Send it.
Come on, send it. Send it like the Nigerian prince that you are. Oh no, he hasn't.
Oh, Boss.
And
Boss has gone wide.
Boss has gone wide. Voodoo is through. Yes! Voodoo gets up into 3rd position, but for how long, Wilco? Because here comes the Boss again. Don't forget about me, says Jimbo, who ran wide out of the final corner. And look at the gap at the front. Oh no, Wilco, it's getting closer at the front, but I reckon Jacko's going to hang on. But battles galore at the moment. I reckon I'm going to wake up my 2-year-old daughter and get in trouble, but this is just brilliant. And something's happened. I thought I saw something there, but Voodoo, I was just seeing things.
Going to hold up Jacko through the... Oh no, he's not. He's got out of the way.
Oh, Jacko through the last few corners here. We might
watch the last bit.
We'll watch this last bit with Jacko coming across the line, but oh boy, Jesus, it's close. Look at the battle for P3, the Boss, getting all sorts of sideways action, but Jacko around the final corner to win round 5, and he extends his championship lead. I think he was in the lead of the championship, GRT.
No, he gets the lead now.
He gets the lead.
Boss, Voodoo.
And Voodoo and the Boss. Oh no, you can't pass there as it's the Wolf gets out of the way. Voodoo runs wide. The Boss down the outside then, but is he going to try the inside for size? What a battle we've got. Voodoo needs to get every bit of that. He needs to harness the inner chi at the moment. Voodoo around the final corner. Not sure what the bloody hell I'm talking about, but I reckon he's going to hang on here. We'll go to take P3.
Oh, what a race that was. We're not over yet because Aussie Thunder and OJT for P6 and 7 are next to each other as well. So it's not over yet, Trev.
Here we go.
They come through the last bit. Let you call the end of this race here. The
OGT, the battle continues. Sparky, this one's for you. This is for the OGT 328 Army as he comes across the line and withstands the pressure from Aussie Thunder in the Bentley. And fantastic stuff. Rose racing on a bit of a late charge. He manages to stay ahead. I was about to say stay ahead of Nobby Nuts, but he's well down the field. And then it's this man, Caleb, in a very damaged looking Ferrari in the Essendon colours. points. Not many players wanting to stay at Essendon, of course, and they are losing players hand over fist. And Big Shep says Kane Corns put his foot in his mouth, and he's put the curse on now as Caleb coming around the final couple of corners here. He will score a point.
Got him.
And who's got him, Wilco, around
Crump.
this? Crump.
Crump's in P9 just in front of him, so Crump actually gets P9, Caleb P10. Oh, it's Crump run out of fuel.
And that's close.
Whoa.
And Caleb just giving, very nice of him to give him a push over the line. So he finishes P9. Caleb stranded in the middle of the track. And a bit like Felipe Massa when his engine blew back in 2008, I think, around here. But I'm just going back 12 years randomly, like I do Rick Oztech. These boys not happy at all outside of the points, as Sparky says, OGT, well done. And it's the Wolf 14th. It's the Wolf still racing. Is he? No, I think he's a lap down, so he must have finished his race. But he finished 14th. Nobby Nuts is spinning around in 15th. Sweet and Sour Pork well down the field, and Wilco didn't move anywhere, but boy oh boy, and suggesting that players to invite to my party. Wilco, does that mean I have to see the blue screen of death?
Yep, you'll be right.
Okay, let's just do that, hey? Let's go and look at some of these. We do apologise, invite players, view suggested players. We do apologise about this blue screen of death. We won't have any of these issues tomorrow night, of course, as we wait for our top three to join us. And whilst we are waiting for that, what a race we've seen. And what about those battles right through the field, Wilco?
I'll tell you what, that was great racing. First and second, yeah, that could have been a bit better. But that third, fourth, fifth battle, and then that sixth and seventh battle, absolutely beautiful. As a race winner joins the party, just make sure your voice is allowed to be shared, as I'm getting messages popping left, right and centre of people who've been upset after some of the incidents in that race, but we'll be all good. So make sure, boys, GRT as well just joined, make sure your voice has been shared, and we'll get these podium interviews under...
Right, let me have a look.
Yep, and we'll get these podium interviews underway.
Let's get it started in here. We'll get to those comments a little bit later, as this man right across it, dominating, had a bit of an incident earlier in the race. But Jacko, mate, congratulations on the win tonight. Your pace has been amazing. Talk us through your race tonight, and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Trevor. Yeah, it was an interesting race, given that I thought it might be a bit less complex after the qualifying pace we had. But at turn one, a Nissan appeared out of nowhere and just 10-pin bowled a couple of us out of the lead. I hope for his case he was hitting the rear, because that looked pretty bad otherwise.
I can definitely say it was not. It didn't look like he braked. No offence to any drivers, but it just didn't look like he braked.
Red ping in that first half or so.
Is that what
race,
that was?
so that might have been an issue.
Okay.
We'll look at that, but yeah.
And
we'll lay that.
well, for some reason the same car was attracted to me later in the race, with only a few laps to go, which actually damaged my car quite heavily on a straight. So I'm wondering whether there was some sort of vengeance. Somehow my fault at turn one, I don't know, but yeah, it was calamity. There was definitely damage from the turn one incident, and it was, yeah, at least I could have a nice battle with GRT.
It was good, mate.
Other than that, it wasn't too impressive from some people, so
Ooh.
yeah, I'll keep it at that.
We'll leave it there. I'm sure we'll hear more about that. But congratulations, Jacko. You had some difficulties in that race, mate. But congratulations on the win tonight, and congratulations on the championship lead as well.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. So we move along to GRT 02, finishing in P2 tonight, mate. Talk us through that race. You had a good battle with Jacko, but you couldn't quite come home with the win in the end, mate. Talk us through your race tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty good, mate. That start was a little bit hairy, but yeah, my car about midway through, the tyres just go off. So, but they start coming back again. It's just something I couldn't get out of the car. So, but yeah, I started hunting him down a little bit at the back there. So, yeah, second place, I'm happy.
Oh, good stuff, mate. As these comments keep coming through, we'll get to them in a moment. But congratulations, GRT. Good battle, like we said, and finishing in P2 tonight. As we move along to Voodoo Child, the man pretty happy with his race tonight. Voodoo, well, podium finisher. You this is becoming a bit of a regular thing, mate. These post-race interviews. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least after seeing the turn one incidents, and then I don't know, from my view, I just kept on seeing it just happen and happen the whole way for the first couple of laps. But I mean, everyone slowly balanced themselves out, and I think that was good in the end. I had a great battle with the boss. I really did. That was insane. Props to him. I didn't think I had it, to be honest. I tried to stick in it, and it was a literal last-minute mistake from him on turn one on the last lap that cost it for him. So, I don't think I would have been here if he didn't do that. It was racing really well. So, yeah.
Fantastic stuff, mate. Congratulations on the podium, and what a battle it kept us entertained as it did everybody at home. Your driver of the day. Well, it's looking like it is the Nigerian Prince. I'm seeing the comments coming through. V is for Voodoo, and he gets your vote tonight. So you'll have to put your own name in the thumbnail there.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit awkward.
That's going to be a little bit awkward. But congratulations to you, Voodoo. The votes coming through. But congratulations to our top three. Awesome job from you, Jacko. Like we said, despite some interesting incidents throughout that race you had to deal with, mate. You managed to take the win, the championship lead as well, and it's been a very good start for the first half of the season, mate. So congratulations to you, GRT, as well. A great battle with Jacko as well for P2, and our man Voodoo Child in P3, finishing once again on the podium. But thank you to our top three. We are almost out of time here for round 5 of this KRL season Tier 2. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring it to you. Great to be back streaming again this week, Wilco. And, well, we can tell the fans that we'll be back tomorrow night. We do apologise. We had to split up the streams due to some technical issues in the spectator mode of this Assetto Corsa game, Wilco. But all will be running smoothly again tomorrow night.
Yes, so tomorrow night for the Tier 1 race, that's going to be pretty hot pace there too. I'm sure Murph is going to be quick, righty. Hopefully myself will be up there. I should be, so we'll see what happens. But cartoon stuff, V8 man, so it's gonna be a pretty good night. Spartans and stuff. If it rains, Spartans will be the pick for me. So yeah, tonight, right on to those boys. The next time we'll see most of the Tier 2 boys will be next week's a week off for both Tier 1 and Tier 2. And then we've got a Spa race, 45-minute race for Tier 2, and an hour for Tier 1 drivers. So we'll catch you all tomorrow night and in 2 weeks' time.
Sounds good. We've got a mid-season break. Yes, this is the song we were trying to sing before. We're going to go out. We better not play this for too long because of copyright. But thank you to everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Victorian Eastern time, for round 5, Tier 1 of this championship. Stay safe. Don't forget to social distance, and we'll see you next time on the KRL live stream. It's bye for now.